A very good evening to everyone. Welcome you all to NTA UGC Net Paper 1 2022 batch, and here we are with our second unit, that is research aptitude, and this is our first lecture with respect to research aptitude. I hope everything is clearly audible to everyone. My voice is clear. Just anything? Yes. Pallavi, is it everything is clear? Pallavi, Hasina, you people have joined, so just let me know. So we are going to start with the unit today, and we are going to see the topic, that is research with respect to meaning, types, characteristics, positivism and post-positivistic approach, along with certain other concepts also. Okay, so before we start, I hope everything is fine. Okay, thank you very much. So yes, the announcement for UGC NTA net preparation new batch, that is from 1st of Jan 2022. Now, what is the speciality of this batch? You will be having 100 plus live lectures on each and every unit and subtopic, 100 video lectures, Sunday revision on regular basis once the units are completed. Maha Marathon will be there, which will be consisting of each and every unit on 100 plus questions, notes in the form of booklet for all the topics, practice in order to solve your previous year question papers, as well as mock test on all the complete revision once the content is over. You will be having validity of this course for 1 year. If you want to avail the course, there are certain offer prices. If you go before 31st, it is 1499, and if it is from 1st of Jan, it will be 2000. It has started. Yes, it has started. Class has started. You can download the Global Online University app, select the category as UGC Paper, Net Paper 1. And in case if you have any doubts, you can get in touch with the given WhatsApp number. If you want to join the WhatsApp batch, we have a provision for that also. A WhatsApp batch will be starting from 1st of Jan. For WhatsApp batch, you have, offer till 25th of December, where the fees is 999 before 25th. And from 1st Jan, it will be 1499. For any doubts, you can please contact on the given numbers to solve your queries. This is how the app looks, where you have to download the app, select the UGC Net June 2022 category, and you have certain test free, videos free, notes free, where you can look at it and then decide. Okay, yes, so let's now start with the unit. Class has already started. Those who are waiting for, okay, just 2-3 minutes, I was a bit late today. Now before we start, now see, first of all, yes, research is very important topic for many of them. Some students do have fear of this topic and they do not know how to crack the questions. But let me tell you one thing in this very clearly. This is a topic which is very factual based. Factual in the sense with the concept. So if you know the concept, in fact, these 5 questions are yours. Okay, irrespective whatever way the question comes, either in the form of examples, either in the form of assertion, reasoning, or statement wise, this question will be easy to crack if you know it very well. So I have decided, this unit I'll go little bit slow. Even if I want 8 to 10 lectures, I will take on this. But I will ensure that the things are properly revised, the things are properly understood, and this topic, you as in faculty also, definitely it will be helpful for you. Pranav, very good evening. After a long time seeing you, I hope you're fine. I'm good, very well, fine. I just wanted to know, how was your paper if you have appeared for a net examination? Even Hasina, if you are there in the class, I forgot to ask you yesterday, how was your exam? Okay, so let's start with the topic. What exactly, let's understand what are the subtopics for your research aptitude syllabus, and you should know your syllabus very well. So first of all, you have to understand meaning. There are questions out of meaning, types, characteristics. Basically, meaning and characteristics you can see on reasoning or statement wise questions. On types, okay, you can see in the form of codes the question. Then positivism and post-positivistic approach to research. So we are going to do this. We have targeted this point today. Let's see how we can complete it. Methods of research, under which experimental, descriptive, historical, qualitative and quantitative are given in your syllabus, but there are some additional research methods also we will be doing. Coming to types of research, that is your coming to steps, so you definitely get a question on step in sequencing form, how to put the research properly. Thesis and article writing, here the question has started appearing on this thesis and article writing. Application of ICT in research, there you see one question definitely. Research ethics question also comes. This time it was Shuddhi, I mean to say, instead of using the word plagiarism, they have started using a new term this time, which was observed in this cycle. In my revision lectures and in my regular lectures or crash course lectures, I couldn't take some topic properly, the different types of test and all those things. So I will ensure that all those topics, because of time constraint, I was not able to take that. I will take care that this time I complete it very well. So today's lecture, before I start with the lecture, today's lecture is very light, very light. I mean to say, I just wanted to create that confidence among you all, and then slowly we will go to little bit complex level. Okay, so today's lecture, those who are very well versed with research, please enjoy the lecture by brushing up your concepts, and those who are completely new, understand the concepts. Okay, so let's start with the content. Now the reason to bring all this definitions and the content is you get questions out of this. So just let us understand the word very well. So the word research basically derived from the Latin word meaning, that is to know, okay, to search. It is a systematic. Now see, all these words are very common in your paper. It is a systematic, replicable process which identifies and defines problem. That is identification and formulation of problem. We have seen this a lot. You people have revised very well previous year question papers, so you can relate these words or these sentences are seen in your questions. Okay, so just read them very carefully. Now, within the specified boundaries, I mean to say, when we talk about boundaries, here you talk about time for the research. Okay, research which can go on happening, though even it is longitudinal research. Okay, it has a time constraint, it has a boundary, it has a limit. You can't keep on just going for another 10 years, another 100 years, 50 years and so on. So it has to be there has to be a solution. If you are talking about a problem, people will definitely wait for that solution in a near coming future. People will not, they will not come after 100 years and ask you the solution, or nor they are going to wait. So it should be with a specified boundary. Okay. Now, it employs well-designed method to collect the data as well as to analyze the result. So it is basically very important that the designed method, I mean to say, again, which is pre-planned properly, collection of data plays an important role, and it is done with the help of analysis of result. So it disseminates the findings to contribute generalized knowledge. Okay, or you can use the word as propositions, or you can use the word as generalized statements. Okay, why we are using the word as generalizable statements or knowledge? Because that is based on your research, so it can't be standard for everything. In this first paragraph itself, you can see there are lot amount of questions happen. So there can be a question on objective of research, which is to identify and identify the problem or formulation of a problem, which has to be within specific time limit, that is a specified boundary. It has to be systematic. It means that it has to be in a logical sequence. It should be with the help of a well-designed method by collecting the data and analyzing the data, and based on that it has to give a generalizable knowledge, that is a statement. Okay, and this can also form various steps of your research, but we are going to see in detail, but just a gist of it. Now, coming to definition of research. So when we talk about definition of research is basically to discover facts by scientific study, course of critical investigation. See, very important. You can't without verification, it is not possible to give a result, okay, or a solution. So it has to be investigated properly, it has to be verified properly. It is a systematic investigation which has to have or involves number of steps. There has to be a logical order for the steps, and it is done to establish facts or to collect information on the subject. So it is basically, it is done for what? Here also this can form your objective. It is to, yes, Mr. Suresh, it is live today. establish the facts or collect the information. I'm just discussing some important points, so I'm not reading messages. Once I finish this slide, I'll come to the messages. Research is systemized effort to gain new knowledge. Now see, here you can, gain new knowledge or, adding something to the existing knowledge. It's not every time something which is completely new. You can even add an addition can be done to your existing knowledge, because this word was again a part of one assertion and reason statement. Research is, now just read this fourth definition very carefully. Let me read it properly and then I will just help you understand what it means. Research is the manipulation of things, concepts or symbols for the purpose of generalizing to extend, to correct or to verify the knowledge, whether that knowledge aids to the construction of the theory or in the practice of an art. So like for example, when you read the word manipulation, it is not done for something else. Manipulation is done just to analyze that the purpose, in spite of changing the variables or the concepts, does the purpose changes, does the generalization changes, does the verification of knowledge changes, or is the result different? So when we do manipulation, it means we want to see that in every aspect or in every category, whether the results are are they changing, are they standard? So based on that, you can take a decision. And this all is nothing but it is a part of what? It is a part of research. Okay. All those who have joined bit little late and those who have missed certain part, for them I'm just revising this slide. You have not missed anything. This is the first slide itself. Okay. And as I said, today's lecture is little light because the subject is it has lot of myths. So just to make it clear, I'm just starting with simple things. Slowly I'll move on. Okay. So when we talk about research is something which has to be systematic. Okay. Which has to which has to identify a problem and formulate or, come up with a solution to the problem. But this has to be done on the basis of some system. And what that system is, it is to, well-designed method, okay, of research, collection of data and analysis of data. So on this basis, you have to come up with a generalized statement, and that statement is nothing but a solution to your research. So when you bring up the solution, it should be ensured that it is studied scientifically with lot of investigation. It has to be systematically establishing all the facts or information collected on that particular subject, variables, on what topic you are studying. It should help to give you the new discovery or the addition in the existing knowledge. Now, if you see this sentence very well, it can be a form of a statement, correct or incorrect statement. Research is systemized effort to gain new knowledge, because if already which is being found, and if you keep on, investigating on the same thing, you are not doing a research. You are not at all. Research has to end up with something new, something which no one knew about. So like for example, see, now don't get me wrong, if you are doing a study on the same topic which was done by some other researcher, but your objectives have to be changed. If you are doing same thing, it means you are plagiarizing the things. Okay. So research is something which has to come up with something new, okay, or something addition in an existing knowledge. Then only it will be called as what? It will be called as, or it will be termed as research. And yes, manipulations are done just to understand the variations in the result, whether there are variations, if yes, what type, so that based on that the study can be further conducted. I hope now everyone is clear with this meaning of research properly. In this slide itself, there can be so many questions. Yes, all those who have joined, good evening. Now I can see the messages. So if you have any doubt, please, please put it in the chat box so that I can refer it and I can speak to you. Pranab, manipulation, it means you are doing certain changes. Okay. You are either you are dependent variable or you are increasing the number of variables. Okay. So certain changes which can have an impact on your variables, your studies. So manipulation, you can refer to changes. Is it clear? Okay, any doubt? Your chat box is open now. Before I go to the next slide, you can just keep on putting. Even if I go to the next slide, don't worry, I'll come back to you. Okay, so now, yes, saying so, I can go ahead with the next slide over here. So when we talk about objectives of research, okay, very important. Now please try to understand in normal ways. I mean to say, you can put a lot of points over here, but I have taken an important points to give you a proper understanding that the objectives of research basically, starts with to gain familiarity with a process or a phenomena. See, unless and until you are not familiar with the process, or you're not familiar with the content, I mean to say the research topic, you will definitely not able to have a correct study for it. So that's the reason, if you know that before start, I mean to say, why do we do literature review? Why do we go for literature review? Why, as a researcher, you have been you're supposed to read lots and lots amount of paper. The reason is that more and more you read, more and more literature review, more and more research papers you read, it will give you a closeness to your topic. Okay, so it is very important that you gain familiarity with the process, or to achieve new insights into it. But in that, in the sense, it means that studies with this object in view are termed as exploratory, so, or formulative research. Now please try to understand, what they are trying to tell you with this sentence is that is to gain familiarity. They want you to explore more and more things, and this exploration should happen with more and more research paper in your topic, so that you come out with something unique idea, and that uniqueness itself can be called as what? Research. Okay, and this will happen. See, now many of them, I mean to say, those who are preparing for PhD, or at this level, I mean to say, though you are preparing for your NET examination, side by side, as in faculty, you have to also initiate that in, I mean to say, at least one paper in a year, a proper authenticate research paper you should write. Okay, it's in spite of not you're doing your PhD or not, but this will give you, this is the area which will give you more exploration about your field. You will learn a lot of knowledge, and that's how it will result into what? Exploration. That is exploratory research. Okay, or you need to formulate something. Suresh, this series will continue daily. In fact, it has started since last, if I'm not wrong, this is the 8th day. If I'm not wrong, yes, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7th day, and last 6 days I have completed first unit, that is teaching aptitude. Okay, so these series are going to go like that only. Now, to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or a group. So when we talk about to portray characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or group, it indicates that studies with this object in a view to understand, or to known as what? It is known as descriptive. So irrespective whether you are doing a qualitative or a quantitative research, but you know to describe the things, you are close with your variables. So for in this sense, the objective of research is to describe your research very well. Then to determine the frequency with which things occur, or which is associated with something else. Now this study will help you to give a understanding about a diagnosis of your research. Now diagnosis, it means that it will help you, it will help to understand that you are going to diagnose what exactly you want to study, what exactly the problem you have seen, the issue, the hurdle or an obstacle, and how to go ahead for that. So for that, you have to have a frequency, you have to have an regular frequency with something which is occurring on what basis. Okay, so that regularity will give you, or frequency will give you, a diagnosis, proper diagnosis. Then to test a hypothesis, very very important, of a causal relationship between variables. Now testing, it's nothing but, though it is written as testing of the hypothesis, but it is something where you come up with your tentative statement in order to prove your studies. Okay, so I mean to say either this or that, but in order to prove this or that, it is very important that you need to frame that, and that is nothing but it is called as hypothesis testing. Yes, Neelam, I didn't do it. I know after the lecture I can just edit the description box and I'll add it. Okay, Fine. So this is how the objectives of research work out. Please, I hope that you people are reading. See, I'm just teaching, from the viewpoint of a lecture, but at the same time, my more concern is you read between the lines. So if, like, for example, if you are given an options, okay, these are the options which are called as the objectives of research, and you have to select a right code. So in the code, if they are giving to gain familiarity, to portray to accurately put the characteristics, to determine the frequency, or to test hypothesis. Now hypothesis is a very regular thing, so you may take it, but you will just scratch your head thinking that gaining familiarity or accurately stating the characteristics, do they really come under the objective of research? Yes, they come. So you should know the sentences, the content very well, and that's the reason I'm putting more emphasis of reading each and every sentences rather than just telling you the meaning. Okay, now I hope this objective is very clear with everyone. So now let's go to the characteristics of research. Now here again, such characteristics question, you also have, you have it in the form of code types of question. Again, the list of options will be given to you, and you have to identify the correct characteristics. Now students always keep on asking the doubt with empirical, no? So I've just explained that point also. I'll come to it that later on. Okay, so how you define the research, how you define the characteristics of research. It is something which should be problem oriented, either solution oriented. Okay, so you can twist the words the way you want. So it is something which should be problem oriented, or something which should give you the solution. You can't leave the research in between. If you remember, I have told you once, it can't be 50-50. It can't be either this or this. It has to be 100% one. So there has to be a problem. With the problem, there has to be a solution. It has to be logical. It has to be, there should be an objective. Obviously, when you are doing a research, there has to be a purpose. You can't do a research just because you don't do anything, so you're doing a research. No, there has to be a purpose. Okay, there should be no impartiality. Every variable, every aspect, or whatever type of studies you are conducting, everything should be very transparent, very clear. Because see, impartiality, if I use, it is definitely not ethical. It is unethical. It is not research. It is something unethical in the research. But at the same time, because of this impartiality, even your results are going to change. Your results will change, definitely. So it means that your efforts are not in place, or not in right direction or right track. So you should never do this. Accuracy, as I said, it can't be 50, it can't be 70, 80. It has to be 100. Systematic, just now we studied systematic manner. It has to follow a sequence, follow the steps. Verifiability, you can't give. I mean to say, like, for example, let us take that. I have done a research, okay, and I have came up with a medicine. And I have said that, okay, this medicine is used for curing so and so disease. I've just said that this particular medicine is used to cure so and so disease. Okay, now this medicine, maybe it is, it is not verified. Just imagine, I am saying that I have done a research. So it means that I should have done an investigation. I should have conducted it, some experiments. I should have taken some, some type of variables and my samples and all those things, which is a normal research process. But without any verification, I have, came up with this medicine. Just imagine the medicine going drastically wrong. Okay, or like, the medicine having lot of side effects, or medicine having worst amount of death rates. It means that, all who are part of this research definitely will be behind the bars. Okay, maybe the pharmaceutical organization, the license will go, a lot of things will go worse. But it means that, the research plays an important role. You can't take it so lightly. You can't play with anything. So it has to be verified. Now, it has to be empirical. Now, many students till end do not get what is the meaning of empirical. Though I keep on saying the real life examples, but for what? So I've just written this small explanation. A research is an empirical process and involves data collection. So when we talk about, proving research to be empirical, we have to start with what, collecting the data, which involves data collection. The results which are based on observed experience or evidence, means something which has been looked, something which has been observed, something which has been experienced. Research rejects assumption. See, it is written very clearly that research rejects assumption and dogma as methods of established knowledge. You can't just say that you are sure, so it is happening. No, you can't be dogmatic and you can't be based on assumptions. It has to have a verification. It has to have, a process to be followed. It accepts only when, it is written very clearly, see, it accepts only when what is verified by the empirical observations. Empirical observations, it means what is actually proved or what is actually observed or what is actually seen with the help of this process, and that is nothing but it is called as empirical. So henceforth, if you see the meaning empirical, okay, if you remember the meaning empirical, just remember that empirical is something which will give you the results with the help of what, which will give you the results with the help of something which is proved. And how this proving part is done, this is done based on what, this is done based on the verification. Is it clear? Am I not getting the messages, or no one says message? So if any doubt in the slide of characteristics, now the chat box is open, you can just put the message. I hope it is very clear, the characteristics also question comes. So you should be able to now get it clear, especially the word empirical. So now you should able to give a clear explanation to yourself also. When something is in research is empirical, it means that it is talking about proving or taking ahead only those things which are verified. Without verification, nothing is nothing is taken ahead. Why? Because research is not based on assumption, and research is based on the observations, and which happens empirically. Okay, any doubt till here? Yes, no, there is no message at all, so it becomes difficult to understand. Or shall I go ahead? Yes. Okay, just for a change, because I'm not able to guess it out and no messages at all. I've just refreshed and check also. So any doubt, or just like for a first point? Okay, for that I said, Neelam, you can use, I've just changed the sentence. Normally what we see, if you go through various books, you have seen it is always written that it is problem oriented. Okay, it means that there has to be an problem, and the problem should be discussed further in order to get a generalized statement, that is solution. So instead of that, I've just written it should be solution oriented. It means if there is a problem, the problem should be solved. It definitely should have a solution, and that should be proved with the help of research. That's what it means. Okay, yes, so I hope this is only doubt which I have got. So now I can go little bit ahead. Okay, yes, now coming to role and significance of research. Now here on this point also there can be some questions, so I've just taken this point, importance of research or need of research or significance. Okay, so a research plays a very vital role in studying, understanding and solving the problem. See, it is very, very common. Everywhere we have seen this, solving the problem, identifying the problem. So yes, it starts with that. It's a process of obtaining dependable solution through systematic and scientific investigation. Dependable. It means that I can use another word for this. It is reliable. Okay, where the solution which we can rely on, which we can trust on, and then which we can go ahead with. And research provides us inferences and generalizations that will help in our future happenings. It means it will help us to solve the problems just by undergoing the steps. Now here this can be a part of your question. All private, just an additional point which I have added, all private or government organizations or any type of organizations, any particular thing. So it can be the policies, it can be the product, it can be the launch of the product, it can be any XYZ thing. They come up only based on what? They come up only based on research. So whatever new things, I mean to say, electronic gadget which has been launched, like for example, a new form of education which has been, started with a new scheme, a new program. This is all the result of nothing, but it is a result of research. So yes, research is, it is a developmental process. So if we want to go ahead, it can be only with the help of a prior study, and that prior study is nothing but it is called as research. Okay, so your objectives, your characteristics, your a meaning is very clear, and definitely on this 4-5 slides which we did, there is sure one question you are going to get. Okay, so if you are, now we are very clear. In case if your revision is very clear, so you should know now a very perfect revision you have done. And if you are completely new to this concept, still you should be very clear what are the objectives, characteristics of research. Okay, now yes, now I have just, the additional points which I couldn't write in this objectives. Here I wanted to focus on the types of research also. So I've just additional points I have mentioned over here, that is to discover new facts. This is a plain book points, from UGC net book only, which are been commonly given everywhere, which I have just listed. To verify and test important facts, to analyze the process, phenomena, or with cause and effect relationship, to develop new scientific tools, concepts, or theories, to solve and understand scientific and non-scientific problems, to find a solution to scientific or non-scientific problems or to the social problems also, and to overcome or to solve the daily problems. So this is how the research works in every field. Okay. Now, coming up to some extra objectives, as in again a part of book. There are objectives which are called as theoretical objectives, which are called as factual objectives, or which are called as applied objectives. So this is given in one of the net book very clearly. So when we divide the objectives, you can get a different set of objectives called as theoretical objectives, factual objectives, or applied objectives. So like for example, formulation of a new theory, or coming up with a new theory, generation of new theory, is something which is a theoretical objective, okay, which is based, or a basis, the basic knowledge by exploring. If you remember, gaining new knowledge. So it is nothing but by exploring the variables, or by using the fundamental research. Now fundamental is nothing but the basic research. So if you do a proper understanding of your if you go for understanding something new which you have found out, something either which you have explored, or something which you have used as in basic research, so that will come under the heading of what? Theoretical objectives. Actually objectives are not divided in any parts, but this is just to make it simple. If I'm using the word factual objectives, it means something new. Okay, some new fact has been discovered, used in history and explained in exploratory research. So you have explored something new fact, which can be part of what? Your factual objective. Something which is applied, that is use of already existing theories to new situations. Like for example, where we apply certain models, where we apply certain certain type of theories, and to that theories we gain some new insights. So such type of knowledge, when we apply and work out, is called as what? It is called as applied objectives. Okay. Now coming to the next part is types of research. So let's see now how many types we can do today. So first, starting with qualitative and quantitative. Here also lot of students get little bit they get affected by this topic very lot. Till end they do not understand like how to classify them. So let's go little bit slowly. Let's understand the things very well. When I talk about qualitative and quantitative research, okay, so when I'm saying qualitative research, it is something which deals with the it is something which deals with the qualitative phenomena process. Now what does it means? It means that it includes quality as its parameter. Okay, let me go one by one. If I'm going differentiation, then you people may get confused. So let me complete it individually, and still if you have any doubt, we will go for it. Examples I'll give you. Let me slowly go so it becomes easier. Okay, now when we talk about qualitative research, it is used for what? It is used for analysis, qualitative analysis, qualitative study. That is, it means that for understanding the problem which cannot be quantified. Okay, which cannot be quantified. Now when I'm saying which cannot be quantified, it means like, for example, I want to understand the behavior, I want to understand the attitude, okay, I want to understand something, some problem with egoism. So obviously behavior, attitude or egoism, we cannot quantify this. Okay, we have to understand with the help of analysis. Okay, understanding one's behavior, one's attitude, when it changes, how it changes. So these cannot be quantified, and we can study them under qualitative. Now in such type of qualitative research, we have open-ended questions. Here we can, it comes a descriptive form. It is like, going with an inductive way specific to a general solution. Now if I come with, it can be, you can also write over here, it is something which is in the form of, yes, I have written over here, it is something which is in the form of semi-structured or unstructured. Now why semi-structured and unstructured? Because see, based on the behavior, I have taken example as behavior, attitude. Now like I have formed something, I have semi-structured something, but the person with whom I am interacting or whom I want to observe, his behavior has suddenly changed. So there is no use of my structure. Now I have to change my structure depending upon the situation. Now at present, how is he behaving? Because based on that only my results will come out, no? So it is always semi-structured or unstructured, because if it is completely structured but things are not going as per the structure, then it will create a problem. Okay, now here I have examples I have written, that is study conducted to know about why people suffer from mental disorder, how these affect their personal life of a person, that is effectiveness of medical facilities, the hardship or the people face while availing this facility. So basically your focus is on mental disorders, okay, and why people suffer it. So you want to understand why people suffer it, why. So in order to get the answer, this is your problem. Okay, so to get the solution for this problem, it is very important that you have to give a descriptive analysis, a qualitative analysis, where you have to go in detail, you have to speak to the person, you have to understand him, you have to go from a ground. It means you don't have anything, you have to do everything from a scratch. That is grounded theory, where you have to relate something which has happened in past. Okay, historical research, you can say. So all this will be a part of what? It will be a part of your qualitative research. Is it clear? Okay, please try to understand. I'm going really slow. As I said, I don't mind taking 8 lectures, but you should be very perfect on now what you're learning. You should not get confused at all, when I'm putting any question on qualitative research. I went very slowly, making it best, to make you understand. Now, same thing if I use for quantitative research. It is that phenomena which includes quantity. Now, when I say quantity, it means that it is used to quantify a problem, attitude, behavior or opinion. Now, quantify. Now, see, like for example, when I'm saying quantify, it means that what type of attitude, behavior or opinion in that particular research you are saying. I mean to say, you have to give a scaling, you have to understand like for what example. So for that you need to quantify it, you need to prove. Like for example, if you want to prove who is the best, who is worst, so where you have to rank the best and the worst. So for that you need to give a scaling. Okay, you need to quantify them, you have to scale them in order to study them in a proper way. In such type of research, you use close-ended questions. Okay. Now, when I'm saying close-ended questions, it means it is in the form of what? Coming to a specific option to them. They have to be with, they have to ensure that their answer is revolving in the given options. They can't choose to be right what they want. They have to, end up with what has been asked. That is a deductive approach, that is going from a general and landing up to a specific thing. Now, your example, see, I have taken the same example and the same example earlier also, but how it can become quantitative and how it can become qualitative, I'm differentiating that. Now, if you can see this example, that is mental disorders. Here what we studied, why? But if you see over here, study conducted to know how many persons, like you need to find out, like for example, if you take the example of state of Maharashtra, if you take the example of country of India. So in India, what is the mental disorderness? I mean to say, what people are affected by mental disorders. Okay. So whether you have to talk about percentage wise, 5% of the population, 10% of the population, 15% of the population. So obviously you need to quantify them. No, you need to give the number, and for that you need to, you need to base your research based on, coming up to a number. So this is, which is usually a structured. You have a structured set where you can go speak to the people. You can implement any type of sampling. Okay, which will give you a proper understanding and, a figure in order to quantify your research or prove your hypothesis. I hope it is very clear. So if I say in quantitative research, okay, if I talk about quantitative research, I can, go with polls, online polls, like, what is the meaning of polls now. Okay, I can go with some longitudinal studies. I can go with data collection, but in the form of, interviews, interviewing the person, numbers. I know that, what type of numbers I have taken. So in this case, what will happen? It will be easier for me to quantify. So now when I, if in any particular research, if I use a combination of both of them, okay, where I want to where I want to understand the quality also as well as the quantity also, such type of research will be nothing but it will be called as mixed research if I combine them. If I mean to say, if I study both qualitative and quantitative aspects, analyze them, and then come to a conclusion with the statistics and the characteristics, so I can call it as what? As a mixed research, where I can say that I have used qualitative as well as quantitative method of research, type of research. Is it clear? I'm just waiting for everyone to revert back so that, if any doubt, I can just see and then go ahead. Your chat box is open now. You can, if any doubt, you can just put and, tell me if there is any doubt. Okay. I'll just put one question to you all. I mean, we have done this, but based on this only, I have not added in the slide. I have just remembered this based on the sentences. If I talk about innovative research or incremental research, we have done this once in our series class. So if I'm talking about innovative research, what example can you give me? I don't want you to define me. What example can you give me for the topic if I'm talking about innovative research? If I'm asking you something, that what type of example will be the one which best fit for the type of innovative research? So what can be an example? Yes, I'm waiting for an answer. There are two questions. First, answer this question and then we'll go for second. Innovative research. If I'm asking someone that what is called as innovative research, so what will be your answer? Innovative research. Yes. Why no answer is there from anyone? What is innovative research? Yes, no idea whether you know it, do not know it, just let me know, because I didn't get any message. No one knows what is innovative research? Or the best example, what we use. Okay, fine. So innovative research is something, where the research results into innovation. It's as simple as that. Innovative research is something which results into innovation. The best form of example you can use is technology. So technology can be yeah. Okay, yes, got it now. Searching new, finding the teaching method with the help of ICT. Okay, training you can use, or online digital initiative, something which you have found. Yes, searching new or something which you come up with is called as innovative research. Okay, now please remember, when I say innovative research, basically this type of research are aimed for what? Yes, very good. This type of research are aimed for a progress, for a development, So like for example, if I say that India as the country is okay, is it's waiting for or it is it is in the process of innovative research, it means that India is planning, or India is on the track of development or a progress. Okay, so this is one question, that was innovative research. Now if I ask you what is incremental research, incremental, so how can you define incremental research? What is incremental research? What can be called as incremental research? Or have you heard about incremental research? If I'm not wrong, on an average, more than 25 students are there live right now. So at least 50% answers I should get. I said that this is how, because if I keep on speaking, then that also will become monotonous, but some important points I can't avoid. So just for a change, I thought I'll put a question. Now, incremental, additional. Yes. What can be an example? Anyone can be given. Now, see, both of the words, actually, I am not getting any space. So just a minute. I was just searching for a space. Okay. Just a minute, sorry. So yes, see, I've used one word as, no, I'm just writing somewhere over here so that it can be visible to you. I use the word as developmental. For what? I have used this word for innovative. Now I said, I've asked that what is incremental research? Yes, someone said that something which is additional. Yes, something which is existing. Now something which is added to existing. So I can say that when I'm saying incremental research, it means something which can be extension or which can be an improvement. Okay, if innovative research is developmental research, so incremental research is something which leads to improvement, okay, or which leads to extension. Now if I give you an if I give you an example of that, so here the example can be, the research which can be conducted, okay, by any organization, say XYZ organization, to improve the product will be called as what? So improve, see the word I have used, to extend the product, to improve the product, or to make it best. So I will use the word as improvmental product. So the product may be quality wise, or it was not service wise, it was not able to satisfy the needs of the customers. So now if I'm done certain changes, so that type of product will be called as what? It will be called as, it has came out of incremental research. Okay. Like if I take an example of banking sector, now see, banking sector, definitely now we had plastic money, okay, but now plastic money also we have different sources. So now innovation happened, we develop, but now then this development, there is again improvement going on. So there is an incremental research. Is it clear? Now yes, there are now obviously there are fundamentals, applied, structured, unstructured, conceptual, empirical. Now this all research I will take it, I will go for this descriptive, analytical, post positivism. This topics I'll go tomorrow. Okay, so in detail, because I said that, and tomorrow now I'll just do one thing, I'll add some 4-5 questions of today's topic. Okay, not more, 4-5 questions. Just let me see that whether your concept regarding your objectives, characteristics are clear or not. I will take some tough 4-5 questions and I'll put. So let me see that whether you are being able to do it properly or not. Okay, and then tomorrow in detail we will complete all the types of research. Basically students have little bit of problem with positivism and post positivism approach. Then that also I'll clarify, because questions are based on this topic, questions are there. So in detail I'll be taking this topic. Okay, so that's all for the day today. We will meet tomorrow, that is tomorrow again at 9 p.m. and ensuring that tomorrow the types of research will be completed in detail. Okay, so yes, an announcement regarding any of your known friends, colleagues, whoever, if they are sitting for Gujarat set, West Bengal set, KSET. Yes, Pranav, you just said that today the admit card for West Bengal set is out. So you are appearing for West Bengal set. So all the best, if you're preparing for that, and if you have anyone known and if they want the offers in the form of full syllabus tests, solutions or notes or MCQs or video lectures, you can tell them to contact on the given WhatsApp number. and see you tomorrow sharp at 9 p.m. with our complete topic of types. Lot of types are left. In detail, we'll be completing that. Okay. Yes. Thank you everyone for the day.